Yeah, what's going on YouTube channel? Stars down again, y'all. Go hard, go home channel. All right, y'all. Today I'm gonna be doing a little compare and contrast on the two men here to the side. Okay. All right. This Derrick Jaxn and Kevin Samuels. All right, y'all know who they are. Everybody knows who these people are. These two guys' names are kind of what you call like a household name. So whereas you got a lot of guys on YouTube and YouTubers, myself included, you know what I'm saying? You say their name, don't nobody know who you talking about. But these two guys ain't that way. All right. And I also wanted to show a little bit about how I think that some of the things that they did and how they played into the manosphere and the dating thing. Okay, so before we get into that, y'all hit like, subscribe, share. That's how you help out the channel. Most people, if you like it, do a subscription, hit likes on the videos. That's all I ask. No money. So let's roll on with the past that. Okay. Now, Derrick Jaxn was a guy that was if you don't know anything about it, I'm gonna give y'all a little brief. You know who Kevin Samuels is. Most people know who that is. Some people might not know who Derrick Jaxn is. Okay, he's a guy that used to make videos and stuff on YouTube. Was more in opposite of Kevin Samuels. He was more about talking directly to women, whereas Kevin Samuels kind of talked a little bit of both of them. In the end, it was mostly women because that's who was more involved in the end. But the real deal is he was kind of talking to both. But this other guy, I never saw him do that. So that's the first thing. Uh, when Kevin Samuels was talking about men or women, he told you the the story of what it was. If you was overweight or this or that, or no matter what side it was you was on, you was gonna have problems. Now Derrick Jaxn didn't do so much of that. Okay. His thing was, you all right, you know what I'm saying? He kinda Derrick Jaxn was red pill for women. Okay. He was just like how feminists is. Let's tell y'all this thing, you know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna say it more often. It's gonna be this way until I sign off of YouTube in a few years. But the thing of it is all Derrick Jaxn was red pill for women. Red pill and MGTOW for women. He found all the bad shit about men and he went and told that to women. And the ones that was hurt and bitter and wanted to sit there and argue all the time, they went to that. He was just like fresh and fit, but for women. Okay. Now, in contrast to that, Kevin Samuels was more of to me, he was more of an even bout type of guy. Most people didn't realize it. Some people didn't see it that way. They thought of it as like he was just down on women and stuff like that. But I don't think this dude was just down on women. I mean, because it's he could have been a lot. If he wanted to be down on women, he could have been a lot harsher than what he was. I mean, the patience and stuff that Kevin Samuels showed a lot of women, even though they was acting like real out of pocket, he could have been a lot more harsh than what he was. He just wasn't. That's what I think forced the few women that was listening to him to kind of have to say that, okay, all right, now this Derrick Jaxn guy, he was just something else. All right. Now I don't knock the man's business. I'm talking about Derrick Jaxn right now. I don't knock the man's business. All right. The man was freaking pimping. I mean, some people don't like that I say stuff like that. Shots fired, but you know what I'm saying. The man was pimping, straight up and down. He knew what he was saying to women was biased. A lot of guys, and see the thing is, the reason why I'm making some of this video too is because I want to show like how the manosphere, the black guys especially, a lot of guys was against this dude, but they won't denounce the manosphere. They won't denounce some of these guys that's sitting there saying this junk over and over and crying and whining Because to me, the guys in the manosphere just sound like Derrick Jaxn. But they're talking about women. The guys in the manosphere are talking about women. Derrick Jaxn was talking about men. But the reason I say that their conversation is the same is because all it was full of bad shit about the other sex. Derrick Jaxn pulled a trick that I would pull. If I wanted to make money, like I said, if I really wanted to just make money, I'd make a red pill channel. And if I really wanted to make money, I'd make a channel like how Derrick Jaxn had his. If you're willing, see, here's the thing about him. See, now Derrick Jaxn, in contrast to Fresh and Fit, he pulled that off. He pulled that off because he was able to go out there and do all that. He may have lost his face with men. He didn't lose his face with women. See, he got all that money and all that stuff like that. And even though he cheated on his wife at the ABC, this dude's still going to get a woman. Fresh and Fit ain't going to do the same. Mm-mm. They turn women off to them. Now, some guys may be like, yeah, but he did it in this way. But the deal is, he still did it. He did the pimp move. If this dude right here start teaching game to guys on the YouTube, I would probably recommend his channel because everything he did everything he did was game. Guys that like to come on my channel and tell me I don't know what game is. Yeah, I do. It was that dude. I know exactly what it looks like. They're saying everything they want to hear, doing everything they want you to do, or being a certain type of way. And even when it blows up in their face, they're still going to be down with that shit. If this dude wanted to go get the women that was listening to him, he could. He could. Now, I'm talking about Derrick Jaxn from a strictly type business type of view. Okay. The man was a shrewd businessman. I'll say that about some of the game coaches, even though I don't think that. Here's the deal with them too. Okay, if they actually told the truth about some of the shit that they say, because it's the same thing with Derrick Jaxn. See, he couldn't tell the good sides about guys. He would have been out of a job. And it's the same thing with the game coaches. They can't tell you anything good about women or any decent ways of dealing with women because they'd be out of a job. It's just that simple. In contrast to this, with Kevin Samuels more told his female audience the good sides and the bad sides. Told them both of that. That's why I didn't like the dude. And the one thing that I found out on here that if you're fair minded, you don't get his recognition as fast as everybody else does. Because people want to hear you trashing people and doing stuff like that. But because people interpreted because a lot of people interpreted what Kevin Samuels was doing as trashing women, which it really wasn't. He was just really telling the truth out loud, and people don't like when you do that. He didn't trash anybody. If anything, he more trashed men because I heard him talk to men in ways that was all like, good God, he's trashing this dude. But it's constructive criticism. And that's the whole other thing. Now, as far as dating coaches, who do I think would be better? Now, here's the thing. These two guys, now, if Kevin Samuels and Derrick Jaxn were to be dating coaches, I think both of them would do just as good as the other one. I think so. As a matter of fact, if Derrick Jaxn would have been more like Kevin Samuels, he would have outdone Kevin Samuels. If he would have been more realistic about this stuff, see, he pushed himself into having only a certain group of people to be his customers. All right. If he would have hit both sides the same way Kevin Samuels was doing, that dude would have rocketed to the top. And the reason why is because women was gonna back it up. And when you hear women talk about this dude, the first thing they do is they're talking about his looks. When I heard them talk about Kevin Samuels, they would say he's not attractive, he's not this and that, which is why we weren't gonna listen. It's one of the cold hard truths need to get learned from stuff like this is that women are based strictly a lot around looks. They're gonna keep trying to tell guys it's not the truth. But one of the reasons why I'm doing videos like this is to show that it is. These two guys both had the same potential, but I'm telling you, if Derrick Jaxn would have said what Kevin Samuels would have said, it would have been received a lot easier. Shots fired. Y'all let me know what y'all think about what I just said. If Derrick Jaxn would have been saying the same thing to women that Kevin Samuels was saying, I think it would have got received. And that's one of the reasons why I'm making videos like this and doing stuff like this. I don't ever expect it to really become like highly popular, but it's the truth. And it's things that people need to see. So if only one or two people see this, 1,000 people see this and understand that that's what it is, well then I just help some people. Mm-hmm. If Derrick Jaxn would have pulled his platform the way that Kevin Samuels was pulling his platform, even with the cheating on his wife and stuff, this dude can still come back and do that because of how women are about like looks and stuff like that. They knew this dude was full of bullshit. They knew that more likely he was doing the same shit. They knew it. But the thing about it is, like I say, it's his customer group that he picked. But because he was overly critical of men, and not even in a good way towards trying to help guys, he was just overly critical of men to make them look bad so he can make his money. He turned off the group of that group of customers. Which way I think he screwed up at. I think he screwed up on that one. Now, though I think that if he would have came saying this stuff that Kevin Samuels said, I think women would have took it. Whenever you hear women talk about that dude, that's the first thing they start talking about how he looks and stuff. I want guys to pay attention to that. You got to pay attention to that because that's part of this junk too. I keep telling guys that's really, really part of it. If you can find the women that think you're attractive, you're gonna have it way easier. This dude really he proved a lot of shit. The Derrick Jaxn dude proved a lot of shit to men, but they're so busy dissing them that a lot of them didn't just take that into play and try to make that happen. People know why he was winning. Guys know why. And even after the thing with his wife and all that other good shit, this dude want to come back, he could, because women gonna listen to him. Especially with something like when Kevin Samuels gone. Oh, please. His divorce don't count. Okay, you guys. Steve Harvey got several divorces, and then he wrote a book, and women ate that shit up. I'm telling you, it's about the position that you coming from, things like that. Now, with Kevin Samuels, I'm gonna tell you, if it came down to holding both sides of the audience, Kevin Samuels would be the one to be able to do it. See, while Derrick Jaxn's got the swagger and all this other good stuff, women have become they become to associate that with being broke. You see, like That dude got money now. He probably got a couple million or something like that because he was making a bunch of money. He was selling books and doing all that stuff. But women, women, they don't say this, but the truth. If you watch and you pay attention to things, women they like swagger, but they associate it with being dumb. They do. They'll talk to somebody like Kevin Samuels because he sounds, looks intelligent to them, and they get an info and try to go back and work on somebody like Derrick Jaxn, which is their main problem. You can't you can't take intellectual shit and go to people who not really that intellectual and dealing with that. It don't work that way. Mm-mm. Kevin would have ran circles around this dude when it came down to statistics and shit like that. If the two of them were sitting down to argue or the debate, like the debate will probably wind up. It wouldn't wind up in a stalemate because like Kevin would be hitting the guy with doggone facts. And he would have to resort to, in order to keep his people happy, he would have to resort to like fact bashing. I called it. I guess you could call it fact bashing because that's what I see most women do when they start talking to Kevin Samuels. They would start to attack the facts when you really can't do that. And overall, customers, Kevin Samuels, I think would get more customers than this guy. He would have men and women, and he might have a more loyal loyal following because he's kind of keeping it like honest. Now, Derrick Jaxn kept it honest too, but he only told you about certain things. And see, he's one of those people I try to warn, like not really warn people about, but just say like, hey, look, you're only gonna get certain stuff from this person. If you can't go outside of their realm because if you do, they're gonna bring you back into it. They're gonna bring you back into it because they can't talk outside of that realm. If they do, then they might start to have to say other things. They ain't gonna do that. Derrick Jackson kept women entertained a lot with the stuff that so that he was able to reach out to people that was to females that was like hurt. So anytime you can do this, it doesn't matter what group that you're dealing with. If you can get to the hurt of people, you'll get them faster. It's the same thing like I say with the red pill stuff. Those guys reach out to a bunch of guys who got issues and they trauma bond and then bam, there you go. That just pearly girl, she showed that junk like you know what I'm saying, shoot to black manosphere a lot. They was all who this girl, and then she turned around saying they caught her talking to a white supremacist and saying that, hey, oh well, no, I don't think about it. I don't think reparations are good either. And see, then all of a sudden, then there it goes. But see, she it's not a white thing that she did. She did the same thing that old Derek here was doing. If you say what the certain group of people wants to hear, they gonna listen to you, even if you're against them. But Derrick Jaxn did the same thing, just in a different way. He said all this junk to these girls, but he was exactly what the hell he was saying. He was exactly that. But they, because they wasn't looking for fair speech, they were just looking to get told what they wanted to hear, and that's what really got them where it was going. A lot of guys, and like I say, the uproar that the guys have for Derrick Jaxn, though, they need to have that thing for the manosphere because that shit is kind of pretty much the same thing as him. It's just a bunch of people saying, and really, guys like Derrick Jaxn and that manosphere junk, the black manosphere, the MGTOW, all that junk, that's some of the reasons why men can't get taken serious. It's a very big reason why. You got guys like the manosphere, MGTOW, and all that, whining and complaining about women all day. Women don't want to hear that. You got guys like Derrick over there that's telling them one thing, then wind up doing something else. The funny thing about it though is I don't think this I don't think this guy's credibility, his credibility is shot. But because of the way that I've seen women talk about him and most women feel about him, I, he can still get them. So there's that one. But as far as like the influencer thing, all right, I think Kevin Samuels did a better job at that because he was able to get to different groups of people, higher groups of people. Some groups of people that Derrick Jaxn ain't never going to be able to reach. Okay, it's like I wouldn't be a Derrick Jaxn fan. I say these things right here about him, but I would listen to Kevin Samuels. This guy's probably got some sense, and so that he's like my type of person, and Derrick's not. So if it was down to me to have to say which one of them would be the best as an influence, I would go with Kevin Samuels. I'll go with that one. Now, do I think the old boy could be probably just as good? Yeah, because when I looked him up, I mean, Kevin Samuels got over a million or so subscribers on YouTube, but this dude right here had about somewhere around 750,000, which that ain't a whole lot less. And I think because Kevin Samuels' audience was split between men and women, I think that's why he had just more people. This guy just he probably just had women, but it's because of the way he held his platform and did his thing. That's my opinion of it. All right. Now, not talking about these guys from a business point of view, and just talking about them from an opinion point of view. Okay. Uh, I mean, the Derrick Jaxn guy was a panderer to me. Okay. I think that he found a niche. But see, now here's the thing. Now I'm not knocking him for his pandering because you got a whole bunch of other people on the channels that's pandering too. So it's like you can't really knock one person for doing the same thing that a lot of other people doing. Now, but then I'm saying that's the business side of it. But the thing of it is, my like opinion of personal opinion of it, I'm like, man, that's some old hot bullshit. But I do gotta say again, see, here's the problem with this. I have to say this one because I contrast this guy with Fresh and Fit some too. All right. Matter of fact, I think I'm gonna do a video with that. I think I'm gonna do a video with that because see, those two things was kind of the same thing. Like I say, this guy, this Derrick Jaxn guy, he was just fresh and fit for women. That was it. Same thing. But the thing is, though, he couldn't lose face with his audience the same way that they did. See, they lost face with women. That's not good. You know how much you get all that money and you still get treated like how them dudes get treated. That's not good. That's not. So the dude did his pandering and stuff like that, but because he really can't lose face to women, it's a problem. So you can't. I mean, like his pandering, you almost can't stop it. It's like red pill pandering. You know what I'm saying? You go make a red pill channel and tell you you'll be rich in like 3 months. Drop about 5 videos a day saying fuck bitches, fuck women, and watch it. Watch it happen. That's why I got out of the manosphere. You don't have to be saying it in them words, but you got to be doing some of that. Kind of like how this dude Derrick Jaxn was dropping videos all day saying bad shit about guys, and he wasn't just really saying it in bad ways either. He was I watched some of them jokers. It's like, really? Really? And did he make them? Some guys say he was breaking the man code. Did he? Did he? Because I don't know if he really broke the man code. I don't think the dude told anything that wasn't normal to know. Matter of fact, he didn't tell the women anything that the manosphere don't say. He didn't. The guys, the type of guys that he was talking about is the same type of guys that the manosphere was talking about. That's why guys be like, yeah, we know that's gonna happen with him. It was the same thing they were saying. But the thing of it is he was pulling it from a different point of view because that's what the woman was dealing with. And he wasn't telling them to stop. He just indulged in it with them. Hmm. You know what I'm saying? No, I don't think Kevin Samuels would do that. No, he didn't indulge in the stuff with them. So, that's what made him look a bit different. And be like, okay, that ain't the right thing to do. That old boy just didn't do it. So, but breaking the man code, I don't think he did that because it's the same thing that the other guys was talking about. He just used it a different way. He used that junk a different way. But y'all let me know what y'all think about that one, okay? Because that's just my opinion. And I'm investigating doing this call in thing too, so y'all be stay tuned to me too. So, what I'm saying, when I'm talking about stuff like this, I can start getting some, opinions right back on them in the real time. But I don't think that the guy was like, what I'm saying, breaking the man code and all the other good shit. I don't even think he betrayed men in general. Men is not they're not gonna have problems. He didn't betray them. The reason why he was able to make that money off those women and stuff was because those women are gonna keep dealing with those kind of men. They're gonna keep having that feeling, and then he just indulged in the feeling with them. Is it kind of sad? Yeah. But did it make a lot of money? Yeah. And that's kind of the same way I look at Fresh and Fit. That's why I say they indulge in wallowing in self pity to me with these guys, but they make money off of it. So hey, now they female choices they taken away from that, which I don't think that's a smart thing to do as a guy. But to each his own. But that's my opinion on that one. Now, the best one to affect some actual change in this in the situation would be Kevin Samuels. It would be Kevin Samuels simply for the fact of the thing that I was saying a little bit before here. This other guy just don't got the mentor thing going on about him. Okay, I think even if Derrick Jaxn got older, he wouldn't be able to pull that one off because of the way he presented himself in the beginning and the thing that happened with his wife. People gonna know about that. He kind of turned guys just way too much against him. So you know what I'm saying. As far as that right there, I don't think that would work out for him because guys got long memories about stuff like that. So the best influencer that and Kevin Samuels already made some changes and everything. If he stayed longer, he probably would have changed a lot more stuff. Like I say, he's a household name. But Derrick Jaxn could have been like the B list guy, is what I'm thinking. Especially if he had split his audience the right way. Because he didn't have to do what he did. He could have done that. He could have kept the guys and he could have got girls and he would still made money. If this dude would have just like made a channel like saying teaching guys about fitness and stuff like that, fitness and finance and stuff like that, and talking to the women at the same time. But also telling the women that, hey, look, these guys out here that don't do stuff like that. I think that dude would fuck off the goddamn chain. He didn't do it that way though. So the final conclusion of this is we're gonna get this to Kevin Samuels. He would be the better influence. He could talk to you from a mentoring point of view too. So that's my opinion on it. Mentors down to y'all, go hard to go home. Y'all hit the like, subscribe, share stuff, and let me know what y'all think. But this been my review of Kevin Samuels versus Derrick Jaxn, and how I think they both were the winners, like influencers. So y'all drop the comments, let me know what y'all think. Like, subscribe, share, and keep an eye out for me. I'm gonna start trying to do this thing with the call-in stuff. So it's gonna take a few months for me to get it going, if I even can get it going at all. I'm gonna have to study that. It seems like it's pretty simple though. So y'all stay tuned. Let me know what y'all thinking. Mentors down to y'all. Go hard. Go home.